How are we all doing, my top four friends? How are we all doing? Oh, I've just got this little picture just on the side of my desk. Hold on, it's gone. There we go. Doesn't that look nice? Absolutely beautiful, doesn't it? 28 points, massive. Oh, I'm so happy, so happy, and big performance in that second half. Absolutely loved it. Welcome to player ratings. Let's go then. Let's do our player ratings for Spurs 1, Aston Villa 2. That's fired us into the top 4 then. So we're going to start off then. There will be some big scores and there will probably be some lowish scores, but it's just the tale of the game, and we'll go through it as we get to each player then. But we have to start with Emi Martinez, and there can be nothing other than a 10 for me for Emi Martinez. Those two saves were absolutely world class saves. The first one was very similar to the one that he saved in the World Cup final. And the one to follow up that save was the world-class save that has tipped it from the top edge of that sort of post and took it out for a corner. Those two saves were world-class, absolutely world-class. And that's why he's the best goalkeeper in the world. And there we go, because that's what the world's best goalkeeper can do when he's called upon. But there was some other things that he was doing. He was coming out for corners in that second half towards the end of the game, smothering balls, wasting time. World class. He gets a 10 for me. He gets a 10 because of those saves, and he's the reason why we've won that game as well, because it was two massive saves. I'm going to go Carlos 8. I thought Carlos was good at the back. I thought he had a real strong, solid game. I thought he was commanding. I thought his passing was okay at times. So he's going to get an 8 for me. Konsa, I thought he did okay as well. I would say 7.5, but we'll go 8. I felt like, in a position that's not his comfortable position, he played pretty well. I think at times the player that was in front of him probably let him down a little bit, but I thought Konsa had a real good game. Luca Dean, I thought, was absolutely fantastic. I think defensively, he was very good up against a real dangerous Kuleveski, who was just electrical game, wasn't he? Always a threat, and I thought Luca Dean had a good, solid game. Now, Matty Cash, I'm going to go for. And I said in the match reaction that I felt like he was a bit of a rabbit in a headlights. I just felt like defensively he was off it massively in that first half. His defensive nous was just disappeared, hadn't it? He didn't know whether to go. He didn't know whether to commit. He didn't know whether to follow a runner. He didn't know whether to just leave the runner. He did leave the runner for most of the times because it was real poor half from Cash. And I think that challenge on Bentancur sort of summarised his performance. It was a lunged in, made the foul, and it was just really poor. And there was no real attacking intent from him, was it? And I think now we've probably saw that experiment probably end with that performance, really, because it just wasn't good enough unless you're going to get sort of a specialised player in there. So for me, Cash was very poor in that first half. And I was sort of like tearing my hair out first half watching that. Pau Torres, I'm going to go 9. He had the one in the first half of the game where he headed it wide, and then that bullet header off that Luiz cross was just sublime. And I felt like he was brave, Pau Torres, stepping out from defence. He's always brave on the ball, and I think he had a real good game as well. And I felt like he was really good. And then there was some battling performances in there, wasn't there? Where it's like first half, I thought Kamara was sort of in this sort of, wasn't in central midfield. He was screening sort of the back four still, even though we'd got Matty Cash and Pat and Conso on that right hand side, and he looked a little bit leggy. I think the midfield looked leggy first half, all through that first half, and then until we get the grip on it, until you start picking out good parts, then the ratings can go up, can't they? So I think first half, Kamara, I'd have gave him a 5. But then second half, he really steps up. And even though he was on that yellow card, he was doing what we needed him to do, putting a foot in. So I think he was instrumental to us getting the result as well. Dougie Luiz, probably not his best game. So I'm going to go 7. But that balling, I've got to give him an extra point for that balling. That balling was brilliant. And when we started to see space opening, when we started to get on the ball more, especially in that second half, we started to see the best out of Dougie Luiz as well. John McGinn, I'm going to go 7. I'm going to go 7 for McGinn. He wasn't at his best. I think that yellow card sort of always hinders John McGinn's game because it means that he can't be as robust, can he? He can't get stuck in. He can't be in like full McGinn propeller mode, like bulldozing through players. Note on Kamara, he's suspended for the next game as well. But yeah, McGinn was good, but not. I thought he was going to see more from McGinn in this game. But even though, I'm still going to give him a solid 7 in this game. We're going to go Diaby, 4. I thought he was really poor pressing from the front. We need to see a lot more from Diaby pressing from the front, especially in these away games. There was one chance when in the first half where the ball came to me, I just wanted to hit it, and he sort of dawdled on it. So not the best from Diaby. Watkins is going to get a 9 for me. One touch, bang, goal, a threat. But again, in the first half, I'll say the same about Diaby to Watkins. Has to press better in that first half. Has to press a lot better. We're going to go Bailey. Bailey frustrated me in that second half because he really frustrated me because there was times where I'm going to give him a 7. There was times where in that second half where he had the ball and I was like, drive at him now, take him on and cut inside, and he just wouldn't. And then there was times where he'd had that long range shot and he hit the post, and I think he had another long ranger and it was the wrong time to shoot, and then they went on an attack. So it was a real bit part from Bailey. I just wanted that little bit more from him, but he played well. We got the win. So shut up moaning. Man of the match for me, Tielemans. Tielemans is my man of the match. Don't care about Martinez's saves now. Tielemans changed the game for Aston Villa, and that is why he gets my man of the match, because he was just picking up that ball. He just added that. What did he add? He added a calmness to our team today. And I think that's what was needed at half-time. The calmness and the ability to be brave, get the ball, head up, look up and pass. Even if it's a 5-yarder, he added that calm sense of just what we needed. And he was brilliant for me, Tielemans. Absolutely fantastic. And he just added what we needed. And I thought, yeah, did he probably assist? I don't know. I don't think he did. Did he have any long range shots? No, but he did what was needed in this game, and it was a massive performance from Tielemans. So for me, this is how I view football. Sometimes it's not a goal scorer that I think had the best game. It's somebody that comes on and changes that game in Villa's momentum, and that was Youri Tielemans. So for me, you get my man of the match, Tielemans, because I thought you were absolutely brilliant. Duran, when he came on, We'll go 7s because they get 7s, and Ramsey can get a 7 as well. So those are my ratings. My man of the match. Oh, we got 2 on 10. We got Martinez on 10, and we've got Tielemans on 10. And I'll go. They're both on 10, but for me, like I said, I think Tielemans is my man of the match because he changed the game. And It was one of them. It's a hard one, in it, when you're thinking back on the result now, and you're thinking, God, first half we were terrible, but second half we were much better, and rode our luck. But that's what top teams do, and we've got to start thinking like a top team as well. We've got to start. I haven't seen any of the comments from any of the videos yet, but I imagine there might be a few that are saying we maybe didn't deserve to win. We rode our luck. We need to improve. We need to do this. We need to do that. Fair, yes, but we won. There'll be times this season where you watch City and they don't play great and they win. You'll see times where Liverpool, first half, didn't play great against City. Second half, played better, drew the game 1-1. The point is important, and that's how football can go sometimes. So many times we'll have been on the wrong end of that, and it'd have been 3-4, 5-0. We don't recover. We don't show enough second half, and the momentum of that game just carries on. But not this Villa team. We changed things, and it's just massive. Like, we'll look back on this now, and however we look back at it, this will be a massive 3 points from Villa. Mark my words, bookmark it, clip it. This is the big 3 points that we needed, and it's just absolutely huge, and it just gives us that lift now, because it gives you that lift of so many different scenarios. Okay, we're under pressure going into an away game. We've won a game. We've gone 1-0 down at a really tough place. We've won the game. We've played rubbish for the first half. We've won the game. So all these different little psyche things, they work in the players' favour now. Because if we go into an away game this season further down the line and we are 1-1 at half-time, or we are losing at half-time, and we go, Spurs away, shift your mindset. Look what happened when we came out for that second half. The game's not done yet. And that is so important. It's not about just how you play. It's about this. It's about your mentality. The top teams have the mentality, and they just keep going and going and going and grinding wins and getting wins. And that's what you need. It's up here with these top teams. And we've starting to get there. We're starting to get there. So absolutely buzzing. Massive, massive 3 points for Aston Villa. I can't reiterate how big those points are. So you've had a match reaction. You've got your player ratings. We've got a debrief out tomorrow. In-depth analysis on Aston Villa beating Spurs 2-1 to climb into the top 4. Let's go, Villa fans. Let's go. Up the Villa. Smash your like. Subscribe to this channel.